Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SnB's first ever Invitational series here at Watkins Glen International for round 2. I'm Frozen Toast 24, and I'm here with Element Zero in the booth, ready to bring you coverage of tonight's race. It's going to be crazy, Element. Welcome to the booth once again.
I survived another week. How about that?
You sure did. How did last week's race go? It was pretty crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, very entertaining from up here. A lot better than being down in it. Feeling the stress, you know? Oh, yeah, it was definitely a nice view.
Yes, we had some aggressive driving out there, a crazy finish, but overall, it was amazing at Las Vegas, and tonight at the Glen, I think we're going to see a trouble spot here. A few guys are worried about turn 1. It's always an issue when you have this many drivers going into the first turn. It just gets crazy here. But the Glen is a fast track. It's really super fun. And once they spread out, I think we're going to see a lot of good racing out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be really good racing. It's going to be how they measure up and where their braking points are, see if they don't run over each other and actually can survive. What I feel is the worst spot is the bus stop. I've seen a couple guys get a little squirrely there, and that'll be the most interesting spot for me to keep an eye.
It's true, so true. I do want to give a quick shout out to everyone in chat. Doggy, Savage, we have COVID who just followed. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
Wow.
I know, right?
Wow.
I do want to talk about lap times for tonight, though. We have guys kind of all over the place, but really fast times tonight. We're talking about 105s up to 107s. So they're in qualifying right now. We're going to see who's going to be on pole, but they can get anywhere from 11 to 12, possibly 13 if they really try on fuel. So we're going to find out. But stages are as follows. For stage 1, they're going to have 9 laps. That means they should be able to make it. Stage 2 is 7, so they're good to go. The only pit stops we should see tonight for fuel are going to be in the final stage because it is 23 laps. That means they're going to have to pit at least one time if they can save. Damage is on though, so you know, Element, with a track like this, we're going to see some damage out there, I think.
That's a given. That's a given.
I think so.
There's no way around that.
Yeah, it's a 50% race, 3 times wear, so everything does wear just a little bit more. But I think we're going to be good to go. Let's take a look at the point standings. This is your current point standings. We have Rangers. He is number 1 with 59 points. We have J-Mac Attack. He is in second place currently, sitting with 44. Tom Flitty is going to be number 3 with 41 points, with Tedeschi, who may not be able to make it tonight, along with a couple other pro leaguers. We're going to hope that they can. They are currently in qualifying for tomorrow's race for the Pro League. So it's crazy. So much going on tonight. But he is sitting in 4th with 39 points, and Leaf Justin's going to round out the top 5 here with 37 points. Element, you want to tell us about the heartbreaker that we saw last week with Fox there?
Yeah, an unfortunate turn of events there at the end, fighting for the lead and getting her hit the apron. And he was just there. It was very unfortunate. It was a great battle. He was on his outside with some steam, and mistakes happen. Fighting for the win, you're driving as hard as you can, and that's part of the deal. It's happened to me, so I know how he feels.
It's crazy, absolutely. He had such a great run last week. I think that he had a great shot at winning, but mistakes happen, some contact happen. But I gotta ask you, for tonight, who do you have as your winner?
Hands down, I am going with J-Mac.
I agree with you. J-Mac is also my pick to win tonight. The guy is super fast. I've known him for a long time. Road courses are his thing. I can tell you, the Glen is not his favorite track, but he's got the consistency. He's got the speed for it. So he's going to be my pick to win tonight, as long as he can stay out of trouble. He's just got to stay out of trouble. If he can get out front, that guy is gone.
Wait, you're just telling me now it's not his favorite road course?
It's
Well,
not.
that was need to know information.
It doesn't matter. The guy is still fast there. You know this. I gotta ask though.
Yeah.
Who is your dark horse for tonight?
Whoa. If he can stay on track, I already know he's got more than enough speed. Is Relic, that's for sure. No, zero mistakes. He'll be challenging. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I think Sky is going to be a great pick out there. He's been super fast tonight, and like I said, he has not had a ton of time on this game, and yet he's doing such a great job out there. So I'm excited to see what he can do tonight. Tom, another guy that's got a ton of speed. We're going to see if he has that consistency. I haven't practiced with him a lot. I've been out there a lot. But I have not been with him on track. So we're going to find out from a lot of these guys what they can do tonight.
Absolutely.
All right.
See if they got what it takes.
Heck yeah. Guys in chat, let me know who you are rooting for. I mean, we got a lot of drivers out there. We'll bring up the point standings once again. Mr. Dillian says, I have been following this channel for so long already. I love this commentary. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. It is so much fun to be out here. These guys should be getting ready to go to race pretty soon here, so I'm excited to see who's on the front row. I have a feeling we're gonna see J-Mac out there, but besides that, there's a lot of fast guys, so I can't say for sure who's gonna be out there. So from what I'm hearing, we have Tom. He is on pole. No surprise here. He was one of my picks. He is super fast. We have Natterdays in the top 3, and in second, I gotta get a take on who that was again because I can't remember. Natterdays is second, and we have Tom, and then Sky is on the second row along with J-Mac. So a lot of fast guys out there. Wow. It's gonna be super close.
Wow, that's a top 4 right there.
Absolutely, and it is no surprise. We've said their names already, and it's no surprise to see them out there. Brian, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy this race tonight. I'm hoping that they get past turn 1. I was out there with practice with them several times this week, and tonight when I went to go spectate, I'll tell you what, turn 1 is crazy. These guys were almost 6 wide. Going through that turn. It's just absolutely insanity. Once we can get past that though, I think these guys are going to be good to go. Cautions are on. Damage is on. So they really need to bring out that patience tonight and make sure they give each other some space.
Yeah, question is who's going to Johnson it down in turn 1? Hey.
That'll be crazy. It'll be crazy. Fox says he picks Twisted Assassin as a dark horse. I want to see this because I have not practiced a ton with him. So it's really cool to see a lot of these other guys come out, and hopefully we'll see him up there. I'd love to see it. Absolutely. Yeah. These guys.
I wish I didn't nap so long.
Wish you wouldn't have napped so long.
Yeah, so I could have raced some. A better idea.
Oh my gosh. We have Mr. Socks out there. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. They're trying to get the pro leaguers. Yeah, we're trying to get the pro leaguers, but they are still out there in qualifying. So I think we're just going to have to go tonight and hopefully catch them next week. Unfortunately, we are going to miss Dohar, Tedeschi, and Jose. So unfortunate to see that they won't be here with us tonight. I know they were excited to race, but I do wish them a lot of luck tomorrow. And I suggest if you can watch them tomorrow night, definitely do it because it's going to be a blast. Justin, if you can hear me, yeah, go ahead. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and get the show on the road for a great race at the Glen. I do believe this is going to be 45 laps tonight. That is a lot of laps, Element, to keep the consistency. What do you have to do in order to make sure that you don't mess up and keep your mind focused on the track?
Stay laser focused on hitting your braking points and not overdrive. That's another thing. And just run your race. try not to race all the cars around you. Just run your race and be cautious of cars around you if they're around you. You know where they're braking at, what line are they choosing? Because like, for example, like if you go into the bus stop, like I will pull to the inside, but I'll brake earlier. Like I'm not showing a nose, I'm not going to try to make a pass, but that's just me because if they have a different braking point, I'm not going to rear end them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though I know I'm going to brake earlier.
And that's a
So,
great point.
things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people have different breaking points, and I can tell you that there's been a few times where I've gone into the turn and I may have a earlier breaking point, so I've gotten hit, or I've done the same to somebody else. It's super easy to do. So moving to the inside or moving to the outside and braking a little bit earlier is not a bad thing to do. Absolutely. It's going to save both of you, especially with damage. I mean, it can really just ruin your entire race. You could go from one to, you can go from first leading the race to absolutely out of it for trying to compete for that.
Yeah, especially if you got a really good car, you can make that. Like if you lose a spot, if you pull in a different lane, you get passed because you're being a little bit more cautious, you can make that back up as the field spreads out. So there's no reason to be in a rush or anything or really fight hard for spots. Just run your own race because once it spreads out, if you got a really good car, you can make it back up real quick, easily.
Absolutely. Lauren 1993, she says, hello, how are you? I'm doing great. I hope you are too. These guys, we had a pro leaguer say that they can make it to the race. We're going to have Jose join us. So they are restacking him, and yeah, we're going to get to see him race tonight. I'm really happy to see it, but it will hold us up just a minute. But yeah, I'm super excited to have him here.
I am too. Good guy.
He is a good guy. You can watch him tomorrow night. Aren't they going to the Glen tomorrow? Except I believe it is in the trucks. So you're going to see more Glen racing tomorrow night on the channel, 704 NASCAR Heat. I do believe it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you can come on over there, support the drivers, and I will be the moderator of the chat, so you can say hi to me too. I hope to see you there. But they are now going to race, so this should be up in a second. We might have to do a pace lap for these guys. We're gonna find out what we're gonna do to get them back in order, but we'll get them started. Good
old pace lap.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Give them a chance to get settled in there. All right. How many, I gotta ask you, how many cautions do you think we're gonna see tonight? Not that I want to bring it up, because I don't want to jinx it, but I gotta ask.
Let's see here. With how the cautions work and it being relaxed,
Yeah.
I could honestly see there being no yellows. There's like WWT, like there was like a 6-car wreck and there was no caution. So I guess it's just going to depend on how the track, coding or whatever, takes it for being a legit accident. You know?
It's so
hard
true.
to tell.
I think that we're going to see some 1-car incidents, maybe even possibly 2, but I don't know that that's going to be enough to bring out a caution, which can be a bummer, but you also don't want to get stuck in a whole bunch of cautions and then have a repeat for the first turn, because that's going to be the most treacherous part of the track right there. Once they get past that, they're good to go. But we are going live for the Watkins Glen International Race. Element, you let me know if you need an invite, but we are going in.
Heading in right now.
Awesome. Justin, are you guys going to do a pace lap, or are you just going off the line? All right, they are just going. So whatever order that they came in to the race, qualifying, unfortunately. Okay, so they're good to go. Qualifying is still there. They didn't have to re-rack it. They just had to wait for Jose. So that is a plus. They have their stacked field. We do have Tom Tom on pole tonight, so it's going to be cool to see him out there. These guys are going to get crazy. I'm so excited for this race. We do have Dohar in here too. Tedeschi is the only one we are missing.
Well, Tedeschi.
All right, here we go. We are watching them go green at the moment. We are stage 1 start of the race. We have Tom Flitty on that outside going into turn 1, makes a nice move going through there. You can already see it. Look at these guys. They are just 3, 4, possibly more wide, but Tom has a nice lead coming off of that second turn there.
Yeah, they did a really great job getting through turn 1 without running each other over.
Absolutely. Really going through the S's, these guys are coming to the bus stop right here. We're going to see how they take it. So far, single file line. Let's take a look back.
He's just overshot the bus stop. Stout's life flashed before his eyes there.
I think we're going to see a few do that tonight, but so far these guys are looking pretty good. Mid-pack, though, there is so much traffic, and these guys are so tight together. I'm really impressed with how they're driving each other and the patience that are coming through, because they are single file, giving each other the room that they need. I don't want to jinx these guys, but right now, Element, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, they're looking pretty. Oh, Jose door banging Smack there. Looked like Smack got a little tight and Jose was coming back down and they door banged.
Let's see if we can take a look.
That's all in the back of the pack.
We're on board with Rangers.
Yeah, 3 or 4 of them getting door bang down in turn 1.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of that, I feel like, tonight. We're on board with Twisted Assassin in that 18, and he is with a huge pack back here as they head through the bus stop. Doing a great job, and they're going around the carousel right now. He is directly behind Rangers, but these guys in quite the group, but they are quickly spreading out.
Is that a caution?
I do believe that's going to be a caution. I'm not even sure what happened with that, Element. That's crazy.
Justin got caught up in something. He's got a lot of damage. I can't remember who I was riding with, but I saw in the back of the screen him just shoot to the dead left in the middle of the bus stop, and he's got a lot of front end damage. I'm wondering if there was a bunch of contact.
He does have some caution out there, but I'm not quite sure what happened with that. But that is our first caution of the night, and it wasn't in turn 1.
Bus stop.
Yeah.
The bus stop stops all.
It's going to be a tricky one. It's going to be a tricky one. We're going to see these guys come up, but yeah. Here we go, back to green. We're going to try to find, we're with Tom Flitty once again with Natterdays on the outside. Here we go, off to green once again. We have the 20 back there right with him. These guys are going to be super close. We have J-Mac directly behind Tom. Yeah, these guys are always going so wide through that turn.
Oh, Skyland. Oh,
we have a car up in the air.
Oh, that's half the field.
Yeah, look at this, you guys. Absolutely crazy. We need to get the patience coming out here. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible right there.
I don't think that was by aggressive driving. I think what happened was he caught the rumble strips there, and I'll tell you, those rumble strips, once it starts getting sideways after turn 1, you lose it. It's just there's no saving it.
Yeah, it is.
It's just straight gone.
It's out there with it. I mean, there's a couple of spots. We even spoke to J-Mac earlier, and he hit just a little bit random going through the bus stop. Perfectly fine, and then out of nowhere, it's literally like he hit a wall. And it obviously wrecked him, but man, oh man, there are some little glitches in this game where it will do that. But let's take it back to Tom. He should be your leader once again. Here we go. Third time's a charm, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. Let's wish these guys luck. We're gonna need it. We're on board with Natterdays. These guys going 3 wide already. Tom with a nice lead as he is the first one to go. So far, so good going through turn 1. Knock on wood.
So far, so good. S's look like they're really trying to actually get single file this time.
Yeah, you know what? I thought they were earlier.
4-car wreck back in the back into S's. Another yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Jose, Turner, Delta, and I don't remember the other one, but they were all just wadded up in the S's.
I want to take a look at the back of the pack here. What is going on back here? See if we can find out.
That's
Jose,
where the fun's at.
I don't know about that. And already, Element. I think that's going to be the end of stage 1. And it was caution riddled. Absolutely caution riddled.
That quick.
Yeah. You would think relaxed cautions would bring out none of them really, because usually that is what happens. But man, oh man, that is kind of crazy out here. All right, let's get this bad boy moving. This is crazy. I do believe we are on stage 2. Here we go. Tom Flitty bringing it out. He is back to green. We have the Natterdays on the inside of there going through turn 1. These guys 3 and 4 wide already. Let's take a look back here. We're going to follow these guys through the S's. Oh, contact with, I do believe that was a 2 car. Made some contact with Skyland. I don't know if he got loose, but here we go. Let's take a look at them as they head through the bus stop. I don't know about you, Element, but I'm kind of holding my breath. You see Justin get a little loose. He goes to the outside, safely maneuvers around these guys as they're going by. Sticky situation out there.
Yeah, he got wide there in the carousel.
He did, yeah.
You can carry a lot of momentum. You can carry a lot of momentum if you hit it right. You can carry some momentum on the outside and get a really big run. Set yourself up.
We're going to go on board with more than a cape as we are turning around the final turn going into the next lap. And so far, these guys are starting to spread out a little bit, but even then, right behind Cape, they are 2 wide, going 3 wide. You see Cape taking it through the grass, going out wide. Man, these guys are really bunched up over here.
Oh, they are just wide. They're big old wide.
Let's take it back up to the leader here. We're gonna go on board with Tom Flitty. He's got some company directly behind him. That is Natterdays. Maybe we should have pulled him out as a dark horse, but he is keeping right up with Tom Flitty.
Doing great. I just can't get away from all this in the mid pack right now. I hate to bring out the most cliche line of all time, but it's really a hornet's nest back there.
It truly is. I mean, you said it right there. We're on board with J Mac Attack, and he looks like he is about in 5th place, if I'm not mistaken, as they round the final turn here, going into the next one. So far, so good. These guys are single file. We're going to see if we can get a lap count, but man, I think things finally, knock on wood, I'm going to knock on wood again. I think things have calmed down just a bit.
Yeah. Hey, the mid-pack that's really cleaned up quite a bit. Cape got a little loose there and got into Fox, getting into 1. But yeah, they're being really patient back here and looking a lot better.
Absolutely. Yes, checks. The 1 is leading, and that is Tom Flitty. He is doing great out there. Absolutely. He's got Natterdays directly on him, right behind. These guys just on the run. Really impressed with them. Let's see if we can take a look.
How about that? Shout out to Dohar and Rangers. They're doing really good at one of their least favorite tracks of all time.
I'm trying to find Dohar out here. How in the world did he make his way?
He was 3rd.
This is crazy.
He's doing really great.
Yeah.
He is impressing me right now. I know how much he doesn't like road course racing. I kind of do.
He's done a ton of work this week, especially for the Pro League race. They have it in the trucks, and I know he has worked a lot in as I say that. He gets loose, goes right into the wall, but he manages, it looks, with at least amount of damage that he could, considering what happened. But man, oh man, heartbreaker for him right there.
I can tell you what's even more impressive is that transitioning from controller to wheel and running the wheel, he's doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely. Element, don't look now, but Tom Flitty, I do believe he has been passed for the lead by the 37 of Natterdays. Let's take a look at him. We missed that, but he's coming around the final few turns. These guys are getting pretty crazy out here, switching spots like that. Man, you blink an eye and you're gonna miss it. TomTom going wide, getting that momentum, coming around the final turn, trying to make up some time on Natterdays. He wants that lead back.
Natterdays looks really smooth.
He really does. Yeah. Turn 1 is really hard for a lot of these guys too. Your braking point is very important, and you know, when you have someone that close behind you, it can really be a little nerve-wracking because you don't know if that person is going to run into you. You don't know if you're braking too soon for them. So it's just a lot to think about, all while trying to keep your laps consistent and not mess up.
Yeah, that's where that laser focus, like when you're just trying to run consistent arcs, not even try to hit the fastest lap, just hit your marks, and you can do what Natterday is doing right now. He's leading, and he could probably keep saving if he wanted to, or do this, that, and the other.
Yeah, and
where they're at currently, I think you can split the stage. Not split the stage, but finish this stage out, and still... You start off saving in stage 3, maybe make it if you can get an extra 4 or 5 laps of fuel.
Oh, we have a car wrecked back there. I'm not sure who that was. It kind of looked like Dohar, but I could be mistaken. Let's see if we can find out who that is. Wow. By the time I get to him, it's going to be past. But if you know who it is, you let me know.
Dohar got it wasn't Dohar. Dohar got punted into 1. It looks like Skyland just overdrove just a little bit, and Dohar might have been trying to be a little bit more conservative, and they just met in the middle, and it was a big old smack.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I'm trying to get what lap we are on for stage 2, but man, oh man, the racing has really calmed down, and these guys are doing an amazing job out here. You see, we have TomTom in first. We have Natterdays in second. Let's see if we can find out who is third out there.
It looks like J-Mac.
Yeah, J-Mac is third.
I think that'd be Natterdays in first and TomTom in second.
Yep. Absolutely. We're on board with Skyland right now in that 20. And he's got a couple of cars ahead of him. It looks like 3 out there. He's got Rangers directly ahead of him, and in that 11, let's see, he's got Dohar behind him. So he's with a nice crowd out there. A lot of these guys take that first turn very wide, trying to carry that momentum. You know, I feel like going through the first turn, if I get out there super wide, it makes me very, very loose. So I try to keep that turn 1 nice and tidy if I can. Sky making a nice move. I think Rangers was letting him go by, but he is back there with Dohar. But man, oh man, Rangers gets through the grass. I don't know if he had a little bit of help from Dohar in the 88, but he manages to hold on to it right there.
Yeah, I'm flipping through trying to find some action.
Looks like Natterdays is losing the pack just a little bit. TomTom, you see him back there. J-Mac is quickly approaching him at the moment. We might have a new second place if that continues.
Yeah, I think J-Mac is going pushing it a little bit harder than he was earlier. Looked like he was just running his race. Going to be setting himself up, what it appears.
Yeah, very possible. But these guys are doing good. J-Mac on the heels of him, catching up just a little bit as they approach the bus stop. But man, oh man, the top 3 are just, they're on a roll. They're doing great out there. They do have some guys behind him, and they are not letting them go. The top 5 are pretty close, and then you see some space between those guys.
Yeah, there's a big discrepancy between the guys up.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's just so crazy. I think this stage is gonna be over soon. Hopefully, we can get a lap count. Discord keeps quitting on me. It's driving me crazy, so I can't hear these guys, but I can hear them now in Discord. So hopefully, we can get a lap count now that I can actually hear them.
J-Mac just passed Tom for second on the inside end of turn 1.
J-Mac passing him. There we go.
And he is closing in a hurry on Natterdays there.
Yeah, they are. Very tight racing between the top 3 right here. We have Natterdays, we have J-Mac, and Tom Flitty are your top 3. Look at how tight this racing is. J-Mac just putting the pressure on Natterdays. Natterdays, very, very solid. He should have been one of our dark horses out here, but man, oh man, very impressed with him at the moment.
Makes a move.
Here he goes. J-Mac sliding underneath. Natterdays takes it wide. J-Mac's going to be your new leader, and I'm hearing over the radio that J-Mac, he has been saving. So he's going through a little bit of traffic, but here he is out in the front. And man, absolutely crazy race. That is going to be stage 2.
That was a great last lap done by J-Mac right there. That was
absolutely. That was last second pass right there. Great job to them.
Yeah,
we have J-Mac who finished that in first. Did we get to see who finished in second? I do believe it was Tom and then possibly Natterdays.
Yes.
Yeah. Very, very close for that.
Yeah, I think it was either Natterdays or Rangers. I'm not sure if something happened to Natterdays there coming out of the last turn. It looks like he was really slow.
Very, very tight. And hopefully, I'll tell you what, stage 1 was absolutely crazy. It literally was just who was under caution that entire time. Stage 2, absolutely perfect race. A lot of great racing out there. So stage 3 is where we're going to see pit stops involved. Are you going to be able to go through with just 1 pit stop? Do you need 2? And it's going to really split these guys up quite a bit, so it's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, well, we're going to see. I would definitely probably try to get away from the field and then start saving.
I think, yeah.
They are 4 wide. 4 wide!
That picture coming through turn 1, I'll tell you what, we're gonna see a video of this later because that is insane. I don't think they realize how crazy it looks, but we have Tom Flitty in the lead. Let's take a look. J-Mac going underneath, trying to go into the bus stop, maneuver around, but he holds off. And we have 20 of Skylin in third, Dohar directly behind him. Man, oh man, absolutely crazy. Tom has quite the nice little lead coming out there around the turn, but it is super close out there.
Yeah, I'm still shocked they made it through there going 4 wide. That was pretty cool.
These guys are crazy. These guys are absolutely crazy. We're on board with Natterdays, who we saw up in the top 3 for stage 2. But man, let's take a look. I'm hearing we have a little bit going on here. J-Mac making a move underneath. He's going to get into the turn on the low side. Man, Tom bringing that super wide. He's going to remain the leader. It's going to be super close, though. J-Mac just putting the pressure on Tom. Dohar. This guy, Dohar, coming from the back of the pack element, didn't even qualify. And here he is, top 3.
Doing a fantastic job. When I saw him up there, I'm like, already? Like, all right, man. He's looking really good.
It's crazy. It's crazy out there. Tom still holding on to that lead. I'm watching. It looks like, yeah, let's take a look here. It looked like Dohar falling back just a little bit, lost a position or 2 on that one. But yeah. The battle between the first and second are pretty crazy. Third battle for here is about to get a little nutty too. We have Skylin. He is out here currently in third, but I'm curious if Dohar is going to make a move coming up.
Oh, took him on the outside.
He did take him on the outside. These guys are
He took him
trading.
on the outside.
Yeah, musical positions here, man. It is crazy, back and forth. I think they're at the point where they realize we gotta have the patience, so let's see what we can do with it here. Right in between them, though, we have in between Kerr and in between Rangers and Sky, we have the three. Oh man!
Oh.
How did Rangers save that? That's absolutely crazy. We saw him hit the inside wall, but man, he's still off and running. But right in front of him, we have the three of Tack. Yeah. Oh my God. This is crazy. Let's take a look through the field. Kool-Aid is on pit road. I'm assuming he has engine troubles and is no longer in the race. We are currently on board with Twisted in the 18. He's looking pretty solid out there. Let's take a look. I want to go back up to the front of the pack here. We're on board with J-Mac Attack. He is currently in second, directly behind Tom Tom. These guys are getting ready to head into the bus stop. We're going to see who has the momentum coming out of that, going around the carousel, but here they go into the bus stop. Both look pretty equal. J-Mac catching him just a little bit, but Tom Tom having a beautiful exit there. The carousel, I'll tell you what, that's another tricky part there, Element.
Yeah, absolutely. If J-Mac can get just a little bit closer, he can put a little bit more pressure on Tom Tom, that might make a mistake and might make him make a mistake, and then he'd have the opportunity to pounce on it. And that's what it's all about, is putting the pressure on the guy that you're chasing.
Absolutely. We're coming around the final turn into the next lap. Let's see if we can see what's going on with these guys. We have the three directly in front of Sky. It looks like Tack 24, he is currently sitting in fourth place there. He's got, it looks like Dohar in third directly in front of him. Sky is in fifth at the moment in that 20 car. Like I said, Sky, he was my dark horse, looking pretty good out there. He's got to keep that consistency, and I've seen it from him tonight in practice. We'll see if he's got it for the race, but coming up in a few laps, I do believe we are going to see some pit stops. Oh, Tack hits the wall, gets loose. Sky manages to make it on by, but man, oh man, tough news for Tack there, as he was currently riding in fourth and was having a pretty good run. Let's go and take a look at Natterdays in that 37. We saw him up in the top 3 in stage 2. Not so much in stage 3. I'm not sure what happened with him, but he is currently out here riding. Doesn't have a lot of traffic around him, so all he really needs to do is concentrate on being consistent. As long as he can do that, he's going to catch up.
Cape just overdrove the final turn after making a pass on, I can't remember who, but looked like it got a little tight or loose, and it just went up right to the wall. Poor guy.
You can see he's got a little damage on that hood in that 24 for Cape, but he's got Leaf Justin ahead of him in that Mountain Dew car 9. They're doing pretty okay, though, right now. Well, I hear over the radio that Justin is a lap down, so yeah, hate to see it. I know he probably had to go in for damage possibly, because I know that he had a bad wreck earlier on. But man, look at all those tire marks through the grass going through the bus stop. That is crazy.
Taking the shorter way around.
I think so. John Wood, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the race tonight. I'll tell you what, it was a crazy stage 1. Stage 2 cleaned it up, and it was some great racing. We're in the final part of the race here, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens for who's going to bring home the checkered. Last week we had Rangers bring it home, so he has a nice points lead as he got some stage points also. Currently, we're on board with Stout there in that number 2. What are you looking at, Element?
J-Mac can get it into the corners. he just closed half the distance, which was a fair amount. And going into the bus stop on time, it's impressive to watch from the looking back view at how much deeper he can get into the corner.
We have a lot of tight racing. Look at this in the 8 for Turner. So much damage for these guys. The 95 of Jose, a lot of damage. He did not get to qualify. The 8 of Turner, though. He spins out right in the bus stop. So much damage. I don't know if he is hurting right now with that, but man, oh man, it really looks like his car is being affected by that.
We had a slow car in the front straight, and I think he ran out of gas.
Yikes. And we're going to see a little bit of that. We're on board with Tom Flitty once again. Some tight racing as they head into the bus stop. I'm trying to get a lap count from Discord. We'll get it sooner or later. Oh, Tom gets a little loose, makes a mistake. J-Mac capitalizes on it, and he is directly right behind, but takes it wide.
He is there.
Where is he going to end up? This is going to be so close. Let's go on board with J-Mac as he is just all over Tom Flitty, trying to put the pressure on. These guys coming around the final turn. We're going to see him go past the start-finish line. They both stay out. Man, these guys, nothing can shake these two, Element.
They're in a world of their own right now. That's kind of where you want to be. You kind of want to be out there running by yourself and just hitting your marks. And they're doing exactly that, and now you're just clicking them off.
Absolutely. The racing between these two, they're not, I don't even think that they're in the same party. They very well could be to communicate. I'm not sure, but I'd be very interested to see what is going on for communication between these two. All right, let's go back here. We're going to check on Sky. 14 to go for the leaders once they cross the line here. Dohar got a little loose on the outside, managed to hold on to it. He's got Skyland coming up on him, though. Sky has been running in the 105s a couple of times, so he's pretty consistent out there. I'm not sure how it has been consistency-wise tonight, if he's had a couple of mishaps, but he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing a really great job. Taking up from that earlier mistake, well, not earlier mistake, but getting that caught bit by that rumble strip.
Absolutely, and that is a huge thing in these races. The rumble strips, they can either help you, most likely, they're gonna hurt you. You gotta really watch how you go through them.
Yeah.
All right,
they'll come up and take a bite out of you.
Element, I get up on that 24 of more than a cape. And he was coming off from spinning. He is now coming around the final turn, though, but a tough race for him tonight, I feel like. We've seen him spin a couple of times, and I know you hate to see it.
You do. He's been Mr. Action, that's for sure, but he's still hanging in there.
Stout Whiskey going through the bus stop. This guy is completely by himself. Again, I say it. You gotta have that consistency, so that's what he has to worry about. Make sure his laps are consistent. It's better to be slower and stay out of the grass and out of trouble than it is to be faster and wrecking it. So just keep that up. You never know what's going to happen with these pit stops. Who's going to pit when? It's just going to be very interesting to find out.
Yeah, 18 just pitted, so he should be able to make it from here. They should be, on lap 12 by now?
Yeah, I would think around lap 12. Yeah, 12 to go or so. We'll get a confirmation from Discord, but it's going to be very, very close for some of these guys. Some of them are going to have to really save, and others might just make it on 2 stops.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a flurry going to pit road this time by.
Yeah. We have Jose going in turn 1, passing on the outside, climbing 88 in that 47. Even with all that damage, doing pretty good.
Yeah, they're coming to pit road this time.
Yeah, let's take a look at these guys. I want to take a look at
where the fun
Goodweiser.
begins.
This is where the fun begins, absolutely.
Yeah.
Goodweiser in that 43.
You're all out here.
Oh, absolutely. This is where we're gonna see who's gonna separate and who's gonna take that lead and just run with it. You have Goodweiser all over that 21 of Cobra Jet. These guys doing a heck of a job out there as they go through turn 1. Goodweiser all over that Cobra Jet, man. These guys having a nice battle. We're gonna see him go through the S's and go back on the back straight. And that's always a crazy battle. What makes me nervous is if I'm directly behind or directly in front of someone going into the bus stop. It can always get pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, because that's probably where I feel there's the biggest variable in differences of braking points is the bus stop. Because there are some guys that can just send it in there late as possible and make it through there. And I baffles me.
Absolutely.
Tell you that much.
Let's take a look. I see a lot of grass flying behind us. Fox in the 48. J-Mac was trying to get around him through the bus stop. I don't know if there was a little bit of contact there, but man, oh man, the dirt was being flung by those tires. But they look okay,
yeah.
But I'm not sure if J-Mac got hurt by that. You can see the distance between first and second, and J-Mac's got his work cut out for him.
Oh. Dohart came right up on Fox and gave him just a slight nudge.
We see Natterdays. He is on pit road, so he will be out there. But J-Mac, these guys have pitted, so they are off and running. These guys, it's just between these two, I do believe. We're going to see if we can get a count on who is currently sitting in third. This is where it gets tricky, guys. We don't get any information from NASCAR as far as the leaderboard goes, so we're going to have to find out if we can see who is currently sitting in third.
I want to say Skyland, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Either him or Dohar.
I think I see
I think it's
Dohar ahead of
Dohar.
him.
Yeah.
And I would say
I'm looking back from J-Mac and I see Dohar.
Yeah, I would say Dohar has to be the biggest mover of the night, along with Rangers. I mean, these guys just did a heck of a job coming in here. But Dohar, man, coming into the back of the pack and racing out here and making his way into the top 5, I do believe. Great job by him.
Yeah, without a doubt. I know how he was talking about how much he hated Watkins Glen or any road course, and come out here and do this against some of these guys that are what I consider road course ringers on this game are doing pretty good.
Absolutely. You can see him going through turn 1, going up through the S's. That is Dohar in the 88. You're going to see him do this again one more time tomorrow night, but they will be in the trucks. Let's see, there's a lot of traffic coming up here. We're back on board with Tom Flitty, and you can see J-Mac. It looks like he has caught up just a little bit, making up some time. He has just passed up some traffic directly behind him. But man, Tom, I guarantee you, Element, he is looking in those mirrors.
Oh yeah, you got to be, especially when you got J-Mac behind you. Yeah, he's looking really good. He can drive it in so deep compared to Tom with a little bit more conservative braking point. J-Mac is just doing exactly what he needs to do, and that is hit his marks, and he is just flying.
He sure is. We have Tom Flitty coming up on some traffic, makes his way by, and that is the 41 of NSM Smack. I was watching Smack earlier. Oh, some contact there.
Yeah.
Very close, Element.
Smack the wall. Yeah, looked like when he, cause what, like that part of the track's weird in the S's, because if you're not hitting it right on where that rumble strip is or that yellow line, have your lefts there, the car will get super tight if you're a little bit wide of that mark, and it's just weird how the car reacts at that juncture of the track.
Yeah, it's so true, and even if you brake too late and you don't get your car slowed down enough for it, you're going to go in there sideways, and you can easily lose it through there. But man, these guys are doing good. J-Lock, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. We are currently on board with the 20 of Skyland 4. Doing a great job tonight. We saw him in the top 5 quite a bit. Man, very, very close. We do have some guys a lap down, but we're coming up on the final few laps, I would imagine. Well, hopefully we can get a lap count right now, but getting pretty close here for the finish. 38 out of 45, so it's coming down. Go ahead, Element.
Well, I can't math right now. I can't math. It's like 5 to go, 6 to go.
Yeah, it's coming up on it. Absolutely. We're looking at a frayed snake in that 14 going through that bus stop. He's got some traffic around him. A guy directly ahead of him going pretty wide. That is the 4 car. That is Doc Holliday's letting him go on by. But man, oh man, it's brutal out there, especially when you go around that carousel. If you get on the outside of that, it is super hard to get back down in a timely manner.
Oh, you're talking about where if you go too wide and you get on that like flatter area.
It's brutal out there.
Yeah, it really is.
The leaders have just passed. Yeah, leaders have just passed for 7 to go. We're on board with Stout Whiskey. Again, this guy is on his own little island. We'll see how he does. I know he enjoys a preset racing. This is a completely custom setup invitational. It's only 4 races, short but sweet. What lap times are they running? These guys are running 105s to 107s.
J-Mac got something happened to J-Mac. I don't know what happened. I just clicked back on him and all I seen him. It was in the carousel and it was wide, really wide, and I saw some grass. And now he's got Dohar right behind him. Oh.
He does. He has Dohar directly behind him. He's got a little bit of damage on that hood of his car. The 88, but I'm hearing over the radio there had to have been some contact or something happened directly ahead of him, because you can hear it over the radio. But man, that is going to hurt his chances of trying to catch up to Tom Tom, who is just he's out there in his own little world.
Not Dohar going on by him, or trying to at least. Give him a little bit of a love tap.
Dohar going underneath him, taking over for 2nd place. Super close, and we'll see if that is paid back going through the bus stop. Dohar getting super loose. I don't know if he had contact. I heard you say he smacked something. Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Yeah, when he went under braking, since it's a very heavy braking zone, it looked like the car just started shooting to the right a little bit, and he just caught that guardrail.
That is just crazy. J-Mac coming back into 2nd place with Dohar directly behind him. This is the consistency I'm talking about. If you don't have it, you will lose positions. Dohar is still right there with J-Mac, but these guys, between them battling this out, guess who's getting away even more? Let's take a look. Tom Tom. I come back and we have Jose completely stopped right there. I don't know if Tom Tom hit him, but man, oh man, I would imagine that they did, considering look who's directly behind him.
That was big for J-Mac and Dohar. Now you got a 3-horse race.
This just changed everything as we have J-Mac taking a look on the inside. He's not going to be able to do it right here in the bus stop, but man, oh man, J-Mac takes it wide and he gets into the grass. Dohar passes him underneath as they head through the carousel. Super tight racing.
He's going to send, oh no. I thought he was going to try to outbrake him there going into that corner. Decided to back off.
I'm going to go on board with J-Mac, and he is looking all over Dohar's back bumper as he goes underneath some contact. Man, he holds on to it. What a save right there. Absolutely insane. That's going to give Dohar and Tom Tom a little bit of a lead as they head into the next lap here. But Tom Tom, man, each one of these guys, I feel like Element, has had something crazy happen where it has hurt their spot in the race. Tom Tom had such a huge lead, and off he goes and had contact with Jose. Dohar has had contact. G-Mac has had contact. Really tough racing out there.
I think just about everybody's had contact at some point.
I don't think we're gonna
And
see
not
a
necessarily
clean
their own
car
doing.
out there.
Oh no. You're gonna think they were racing at Martinsville.
Yeah, this is crazy. We are TomTom passing up another car as he goes off track to let these guys go through and battle it out. But man, these top three are just all over each other. It's going to be very close. J-Lock, this is only a 4-race session. Super fast. This is race number 2. So unfortunately, we are not accepting anyone else. But hopefully, we can run another one of these soon.
Dohar is there. He is pressuring TomTom. He's there.
He is putting the pressure on him. All over his bumper. And we're going to see what happens through the bus stop. But I'm not sure what happened to J-Mac Element, but I do not see him at all as TomTom approaches Fox directly in front of him. We're going to see how they make it through this traffic. This could hurt TomTom as he's trying to make his way through, but he makes it on by along with Dohar.
Yeah, they did a good job getting around him there without any issues. And that's not the best spot to try to pass somebody with the speed discrepancies.
Absolutely. We're coming on the final few laps here. Not much left for racing-wise, but man, yeah, look at Dohar going underneath. He's going to have the preferred line. Can he hold on to it? 2 to go at the line that we had. Dohar takes over the lead as we're coming around the S's. Man, oh man, first time for Dohar leading in this race. 2 laps to go, guys. This is crazy.
That's picture perfect pass going into 1 right there. That was a great job.
Very clean by these two as they head through the bus stop. More lap traffic ahead. We have 18 of Twisted coming back on track in the bus stop. It's going to be tight.
If Dohar can just hit his marks, because he looks like he's pulling away from TomTom. Tom looks like he might be driving a little bit harder, and that's scrubbing a little bit of speed. Not able to carry that momentum. So Dohar can just hit his marks.
Yeah. You got to remember, too, that these guys had to save. So I'm curious if these guys are having to save any, or are they okay? And man, look at this. Not Fox, but Cape getting very loose going through turn 1. We caught the edge of that on camera, but Dohar's just driving away here.
Yeah. He ran a great race.
Yeah, I think he saved the best for last here because this guy is off and running.
Did.
But
he's
Element,
gone.
I'm a little scared as we are approaching traffic in the bus stop. You really have to have confidence that the guys in front of you are going to be able to hold it off. And they did. They're good to go. We have Cape up ahead and we have Stout up ahead in that 2 car, so it's going to be super close as we head. This should be coming up on the final lap once they cross the line. This is the final lap from what I'm hearing over the radio.
Yep, final lap.
Final lap. Here comes Dohar across the final turn here. He's not going to have any issue with TomTom, so Dohar is going to take the checkered flag. He is going to be your winner here at Watkins Glen International. Great job to him. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
TomTom's
we didn't have a cow down the ring.
We have Dohar as the winner. We have TomTom in second. Who do we have in third? We'll have to look.
I believe that was J-Mac. I think he still came home third.
J-Mac in third. Man, the stories I think we're going to hear from this race are going to be crazy.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of tales.
I would say so. So we have Dohar, TomTom, and J-Mac. Your top 3. A crazy, crazy race out here. Stage 1. Absolutely insane. Stage 2, very clean and a lot of tight racing. Stage 3, just crazy out there.
Oh, there's a lot of different things going on in stage 3, that's for sure.
I think
At least
so.
they were finally able to get some separation, and you're able to really make up ground that way if you're back in the pack.
I gotta tell you, Element, I was a little worried with stage 1 being nothing but literal cautions back to back. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Like, oh, here we go.
Fox chimes in. He says, I am so okay with 11th. I know you did good out there, fella. I know you were struggling with trying to make your setup the way you needed it to, but I gotta tell you, in practice, he ran a 105, went from a 107 to a 105, skipped the 106s completely.
Well, I, I'm no comment. Completely skipped the 106s.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. All right, let's see if we can get these guys in here for an interview. Man, oh man. All right, let's get these guys in the booth after this crazy Glen race. We'll get Justin in here also. Welcome, Tom Tom.
What's up, guys?
Crazy race. We're gonna get these other guys in here. Hopefully we can get them in. Let me see if I can find J-Mac again. Oh, there he is. Good. All right, we have the top 3 in the booth. Welcome to Dohar, Tom Tom and J-Mac. Dohar, congratulations on the win. Absolutely insane. You came in here, you didn't even qualify. So I have to ask, just to start off, how was it coming from the back?
Honestly, it wasn't too bad, Frozen. I mean, everybody was very nice and polite in the middle of the pack, at giving room and kind of compensating for each other. And honestly, went about like half to quarter throttle for that whole first lap, just to try to wait till the field separated itself. But by the first time the caution came out, we were up into the top 10. That's when I just decided to go for it. And really just started to get aggressive. The car was way too loose. I was too used to driving the truck around here since I had just qualified on the truck for the Pro League a couple minutes before getting here. But honestly, all in all, I got to thank J-Mac. He gave me a lot of help with this setup. Pro League crew chief, this is basically that setup, just kind of converted over here. So he helped me a lot with it. I know I got into the 62 there, so I owe Kool-Aid an apology. And then when I was trying to get around the 41, as I was lapping him, I just kind of parked it in the groove. I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know if he was trying to let me by on the outside or what, so spun him around. But all in all, first ever road course race on the wheel. First league race win on the wheel, so I'm excited. Positive vibes for everybody. Thank you. Awesome job, Frozen and Element, calling the race, and had my spotter in my ear. Good old Rock NASCAR was helping guide me along the way, so got to give a shout out to him as well.
Very nice. And hopefully this gives you some nice momentum moving into tomorrow's race. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, you are going here again tomorrow, except in the trucks. So is it going to mess you up a little bit moving into a different series? Or do you think this is going to help you and just kind of carry that over?
I will say it's a lot easier to go from the cup car to the truck than the inverse, because you can get on the throttle fully at every stoppage point and basically get on the throttle and not have to worry about too much wheel spin when you're in the truck. So that was a big discipline I had to have in this race, and I was wiping out a couple of times, but kind of saving it because I was still kind of in that truck driving mindset. So I feel really good going from cup to truck, because now I kind of know how to feather the throttle a little bit better, and then as I gain confidence in the race, can get on it a little bit more each time.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to you on the win tonight. Huge mover tonight, coming from the back and winning the race. So great job to you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Element, you want to give Tom Flitty an interview?
Let's do it. So, Mr. Tom. So, those last few laps, can you take us through that and what happened with that 95 and how much pressure you were under there from J-Mac?
Well, first of all, I hope it was a great race for everybody to watch. I thought it was actually a lot of fun to race, even though, I was out there kind of alone a couple of times. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, but J-Mac was right there on my heels, and then at the end, us three, J-Mac, myself, and Dohar were kind of battling it out for the lead there at the end, so that was pretty cool, but yeah, I didn't save enough gas because I ended up getting into the back end of Doc, and I guess he was trying to let me go there through the through the S's, so that kind of started it. That lost me some time, and got me a little bit of front end damage. But then J Mac got into, I don't remember who it was, got in his way and through the carousel. That cost him a ton of time, probably gave him some damage also, and then with the 95 there, yeah, he came spinning off the track, and just like in the East Park race, at WWT, I couldn't do it. I crashed right into him.
Don't remind me.
Oh, no.
Don't remind me.
So yeah, that gave us a little bit more damage. So I had to, I had to downshift in order to keep the speed. I tried to hold him off as long as possible, but at the end, I had to let him go by just to save the gas to salvage the second place finish. But kudos to him. Pretty awesome to drive from the rear all the way to the front, and he did it clean and didn't really, have any interaction with those lap down cars like J-Mac and I did. So, congratulations. And J-Mac had a hell of a race also. So, definitely a blast racing with him.
Yeah, I couldn't take my eyes off that race up front. And having you guys there within a few tenths of each other, that racing was really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I don't know what it looked like from there, but from my perspective, I was always checking in the mirror every single time coming off the corner because he was a little bit better than me one section, and I would get him a little bit, through a different section. So it was kind of a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, it was a great cat and mouse game to watch. Because I was watching from my your the look back view and how he would just gain on you in the corners, and you'd pull him just a little bit on the coming out on the exit. It looks really good.
Yeah, I was just kind of managing, trying not to make mistakes, and like I said, in the end, Dohar did the best job of that, so good job.
Absolutely. Dohar brings it home in first, Tom in second, and we're going to bring it over to J-Mac Attack. Take us through your race. We saw you top 3 the entire night, a lot of times leading, a lot of times in second. How'd your race go?
Disappointing. That one felt thrown away. Stage 2 was fun. Passing 2 cars in the final 3 corners to win it was kind of neat. But yeah, stage 3 just pacing with Tom. We rabbited out there, and the idea was to go hard the first half and then kind of save a little fuel the second half. That way, if we got caught on a yellow in that little intermediary lap, we were on the right side of it. But but kept peeking. Wasn't really in a position to pass him, but was just trying to force him into a mistake. And he never really made one. And anytime he made a little slip up, I would maybe have a little screw up trying to capitalize on it. So just a lot of fun driving really hard. We were running super even laps. Sometimes he'd gap me, and then sometimes I'd close him back in. And then we pitted, and it was just I just couldn't catch a break. I kept catching lap cars in either the bus stop or in the S's, and the 24 wiped out in front of me and absolutely killed me. Just
Calamity.
Just a lot of bad luck, and I absolutely lost Tom a few times, and he had to save. And I was annoyed because I figured from the practices I could outpace him. I was really feeling good whenever we came out of pit road, just a few car lengths behind him. Like I felt like that was mine to win, and it just kind of got thrown away there by misfortune, and I made a couple of mistakes too. So he got through there cleaner, and that was that. But then 88 kind of came out of nowhere, came in the clutch, so to speak. just saving fuel, and that was that. We got held up so much that kind of let him back in the race, and you let him into a fuel mileage race, he's gonna win it. So just really stinks that we kept losing track position to the one. Because I do feel like if I could have had some clear track that second half, I think I could have gotten around him and then maybe done a little, been able to gap it, but we'll never know. Just all in all, it was a solid race. We got some good points. Third was the worst in any stage. Third, first, and third. I'll take that. That's a good points day.
Absolutely.
That should bring me closer to Rangers. And on to Richmond. That's a fun track, but that's a track where I'm a little bit behind Tom and Rangers both. So gonna need a lot. Gonna need to work really hard to figure something out to get up there, so I can mitigate the gap or even gain a little more on them before we get to Auto Club, which is one of my favorite places to race on this game. So, really, honestly disappointed with a third. I guess that's a good position to be disappointed with a third, but I am really upset. I'm just really disappointed with that one. But what can you do? Just things happen out there. So we'll move on and go on to Richmond, and that's that.
Well, you had a good finish in third. You're doing great in point standing, so it's only going to help you moving into Richmond. I know you wanted that one, but you still did great. Top 3. Once again, congratulations to Dohar, Tom, and J-Mac. Dohar winning the race, coming from the back. Absolutely insane. Element, once again, it was a lot of fun with you in the booth. Next week, we are headed to Richmond, same time, same day, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, next Tuesday. So it's going to be crazy. I can't wait for it, so I hope you guys can tune in. But until then, I hope you guys have a great week.